Chosen one, listen to me carefully. This is not for everyone. If you are here to argue, to mock, or to reduce holy things to debates and comment threads, you can leave now. If you are searching for a loophole to keep doing what is hurting you, you can leave now. But if you are tired from loving without rest, tired from waiting without answers, tired from over-explaining yourself to people who benefit from your confusion, this is for you. Come closer, breathe, be still. I am speaking to you. You did not find this by accident. You did not stumble here because of an algorithm. I brought you here, not early, not late, but at the exact moment you were about to go back to what I already released from your life. I saw the way your mind started rehearsing the old conversation. I watched your finger hover over their name. I felt the spiral begin to pull you. So I stepped in. I interrupted it. I will not sit quietly while you walk back into a room I have already emptied. Hear me. I am interrupting you to rescue you. Chosen one, stop rereading that chapter. I am writing the next page. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. This is not a poetic way of saying, take your time and see. No, this is my protection. I am closing a door because your heart keeps trying to sleep in a house that no longer shelters you. I am drawing a boundary because your destiny cannot afford open windows to old storms. Shut your mouth and listen to me. Your next page requires silence, boundaries, and obedient detachment without guilt. You believe your love will fix what only my power can heal. You believe your endurance will make them change. Your heart is noble, but your assignment is precise. Hear the correction wrapped in love. I am not questioning your capacity to love. I am correcting access to your life. What is harmless for others is dangerous for you because you carry weight. Ordinary patterns will suffocate a chosen one. Familiarity is not your assignment. Comfort is not your calling. You have confused recognition with fruit, history with destiny, nostalgia with covenant. That bond has become a loop, and the loop has stolen your clarity. You have prayed, Lord, give me a sign. So I am giving you more than a sign. I am giving you a command. When you consider returning, your spirit feels tight and your peace drains. When you step back even a little, rest begins to return. That is not random. That is me. I am not punishing you. I am protecting you. I am not ignoring you. I am hiding you. Roots grow in darkness. Strength forms in silence. Exposure too early destroys what I am building, and the enemy cannot read your mind, but he can hear your mouth. This is why I am calling you into silence about this situation. Stop explaining. Stop defending. Stop narrating your process to people who weaponize your words. Your silence is your shield. Listen to me, my child. The person you cannot let go of is attached to a cycle I am ending. You keep reopening a door I already locked. Every time you crack it, interference slips in, confusion, delay, emotional fatigue, spiritual fog. You ask why it is so hard to breathe after you talk to them. You ask why a simple text ignites panic that you call passion. I am answering you now. Your nervous system learned a rhythm of anxiety and started calling it love. But love, true love, clean love, does not leave you begging for crumbs of peace. I am detoxing your spirit from the counterfeit. I am recalibrating you to recognize peace as confirmation. I know the guilt that whispers, leaving means you failed. I shatter that lie now. Detaching is not hatred, it is obedience. Obedience is how I protect your future. When I say leave them behind, I am not telling you to dishonor what I taught you in the last season. I am telling you the class is over. The lesson remains, the gratitude remains, but access changes. Do not confuse mercy with access. Mercy forgives, access governs, and I am governing your access because you are close, closer than you realize. to what I promised. And the closer you get, the more precise my instruction becomes. Chosen one, hear me with both ears of your spirit. Stop rereading that chapter. I am writing the next page. The page in front of you requires quiet implementation, not public explanation. It requires boundaries that look like courage. It requires leaving without making a scene, choosing peace without drafting a speech. You do not need their permission to obey me. You do not need to win a courtroom you were never summoned to. You do not need one more conversation that only circles the drain. Close the door. Choose silence. Walk forward. If you will stay with me through this message, I will expose the cords that have kept you emotionally tethered. Obligation, fantasy, recycled promises, the adrenaline of conflict, the hunger to finally be understood by someone who cannot see you. I will separate love from attachment in your heart. I will hand you a guilt-free path forward and a clean plan for obedience. Simple, daily steps that protect your peace, steady your mind, and keep the door closed. And as you say yes, I will meet you with strength. You will not collapse. You will not shatter. You will feel the lift that comes when you stop fighting me and start flowing with me. This message reached you on purpose because I am stopping you from returning to what I already released. I am the author of your story. I do not reprint old pages to soothe your fear of the blank. Trust me with the white space in front of you. Trust me with the quiet. Trust me with the loneliness that is really formation. Trust that I am not taking something good from you. I am making room for what is clean, stable, and destined. Take a breath. Set your face like flint. Let them go. I am here, and I am speaking. Chosen one, let me say the question out loud so your heart stops whispering it in the dark. Why does God keep telling me to walk away from someone I still love? Hear me, your love is not on trial. Your ability to care deeply is not the issue. I am not rebuking you for loving. I am guiding you in how to steward that love without destroying your destiny. You can love someone and still lose permission to keep them close. Access is not the proof of love. Access is stewardship. Access to you is a privilege, not a right, especially for the chosen. My child, your tears are not lies. Your memories are not fake. The laughter was real. The learning was real. The comfort had moments that warmed you when you were cold. I am not asking you to pretend those pages never happened. I am asking you to accept that the class ended. Love may remain as honor, as gratitude, as prayer, but access changes when destiny calls for it. What is harmless for others becomes hazardous for you because you carry spiritual weight. You are not ordinary. The doors you leave cracked speak louder over your future than the speeches you give about your intentions. This is why I keep telling you to walk away. Not because love failed, but because your next assignment cannot hold this level of interference. Let me expose the hidden hook, because you are not only attached to a person, you are attached to the version of yourself you were when you met them. You remember who you were then. Open, hopeful, hungry to be seen. You are holding on to that younger self as if protecting them means preserving the relationship. Hear me. Protecting your younger self now means leading them out, not circling them back in. You are also attached to a promise you imagined, a story you wrote in your head and sealed with one day. You saw a future scene where they would finally show up with maturity, with apology, with alignment. You are clinging to a movie in your mind, not the fruit in your hand. And yes, you are attached to an apology you keep hoping for, a sentence you have rehearsed them saying that will finally calm the ache. But I am your healer, not their apology. I am your validation, not their confession. You wait for a word from their mouth that I have already spoken over you. Chosen one, listen. Some relationships are not partnerships. They are pressure points. They look like comfort but function like levers. They are the precise places where the enemy studies your responses, maps your triggers, and times his interference. He cannot read your mind, but he can read your patterns. He has watched you return to the same pressure point after every progress step. He knows one notification will bend your focus. One "we should talk" will siphon your peace. One memory will reopen negotiations you already settled with me in prayer. This is why I am uncompromising about the boundary. I am not attacking the person. I am closing the lever. I am sealing the pressure point, so your breakthrough is not delayed every time you are inches from crossing over. You ask, if it is not evil, why must I leave? Because, my child, not everything unholy looks ugly. Some doors are beautiful and still misaligned. Some bonds feel sacred because of history, not because of covenant. You keep defending access with the phrase, "But we have so much shared," as if time together equals destiny together. It does not. History is not the same as assignment. Nostalgia is not the same as fruit. I weigh what this access does to your clarity, to your discipline, to your peace. If the pattern of connection creates confusion, shrinks your boundaries, and steals your stillness, then it is functioning as interference, no matter how tender the moments were. I also see the bargaining in your heart. I see the way you count the good days to justify keeping the door half open. I see how loneliness tries to testify against my instruction, warning you that letting go means never being chosen again. Hear me. Loneliness is not a prophet. Fear is not a counselor. Your emotions are loud because the bond is familiar, not because the bond is right. Repetition is not me being unclear. Repetition is me being consistent while your emotions negotiate. When I keep saying walk away, I am not confused. I am patient while you finish wrestling, but the instruction has not shifted. The repetition is mercy. It is confirmation. It is the steady hand on your back, guiding you forward even when your knees shake. Let me separate love from access even further so the guilt evacuates your chest. Love can pray from a distance. Love can bless without sharing a bed of secrets. Love can honor the imago Dei in them while guarding the oil on you. Love does not demand recurring proximity to prove itself. Love is not a hostage. If proximity keeps costing you clarity, if conversation keeps draining your peace, if access keeps pushing you to explain, defend, and shrink, then love is being misused as a leash. I am cutting the leash, not to punish you, to protect you. Chosen one, ask yourself with me, what do you actually miss? Do you miss their presence, or do you miss the fantasy of who you thought they would become with enough of your love? Do you miss partnership, or do you miss the project of saving them? Do you miss safety, or do you miss the adrenaline you confused with pursuit? Your nervous system became addicted to the cycle. Tension, relief, tension, relief. The chemical spikes felt like romance, but they were just shocks. That is why quiet feels empty to you now, because peace does not buzz. Peace settles. I am retraining your inner life to recognize my peace as confirmation and not rush back to activity just to silence the stillness. I know you hoped this would be the chapter where they finally turn. You pictured bringing them with you into what I am building. You wanted your rise to be their rescue. But elevation is not rescue. Elevation is assignment. You cannot carry what I am giving you while also carrying the weight of convincing someone to become ready. I am not questioning your ability to love. I am correcting who gets access to your destiny. Access around a chosen life must be governed, precise, and seasonal. To keep access open beyond its grace, window turns blessing into burden, lesson into loop, and covenant into compromise. So when I say, walk away, do not hear me saying, erase love. Hear me saying, reassign love. Move it from proximity to prayer. Move it from private calls to private intercession. Move it from explanation to silence. This is spiritual strategy. Silence starves the interference. Distance disarms the lever. Boundaries return you to yourself, the steady, clear, obedient self I am raising. And when your emotions surge again and say, "But I still love them," respond with maturity. Love remains. Access is governed. Obedience leads. Say it until your muscle memory submits. My child, I am with you in the ache. I am with you in the moments when your phone feels heavier than usual. I am with you when a song pulls your chest tight. I am with you when the night makes the old house feel warm again. But I am also with you in the morning, where peace meets you, where the air is cleaner because the door stays closed. Trust me, I am not withholding goodness from you. I am preserving you for clean love, a clear mind, and a protected path. Keep stepping, keep the boundary. Let my repetition be your confirmation, not your confusion. You are chosen, called, and set apart. Because you are close, the instruction is precise. Walk away, not from love, but from access that injures your future. And as you do, you will feel your strength return, your mind settle, and your destiny breathe again. Chosen one, stop rereading the chapter. I am the author of your story, and I am not asking you to pretend the pages never existed. I am instructing you to accept that the page has turned. What happened was a chapter, not the whole book. You keep revisiting it because pain feels like proof you cared, because tears feel like evidence that it mattered. But hear me, your memory is not permission. I ended that chapter even if your emotions keep trying to reopen it. My child, let me speak plainly so confusion cannot hide. Your late-night scrolling through old threads is not closure. Your replaying of conversations in the shower is not healing. Your habit of checking their page, reading between captions, decoding likes, and then writing imaginary responses in your head. This is not reflection, it is re-entry. You are walking back through an exit I sealed for your safety. Every replay pulls fresh air out of your lungs and pumps haze back into your mind. Every just one more look reattaches a cord I already cut. Exposure attracts interference. Interference slows momentum. And you are too close to me in this moment to tolerate delay as a lifestyle. Chosen one, you have been annotating the past as if your edits could change the plot. You reread the texts and highlight the sweet lines. You skip the days they disappeared. You play the voicemail that sounded tender and mute the arguments that left you shaking. You romanticize their laugh and minimize their inconsistency. Nostalgia is dangerous because it is an editor, not a judge. It puts soft light on red flags. It dresses disrespect in "they were just tired." It remembers the apology and forgets the repetition. It calls the anxious adrenaline chemistry and labels your knots butterflies. But I am the God of truth. I will not let a highlight reel rewrite reality. Listen to me. Memory is a museum, not a map. You can visit to honor what you learned, but you do not live there. You do not take directions from displays. You do not measure your future by artifacts. When you let your memory drive, it steers you through familiar streets of compromise because familiarity feels safe to the nervous system. But safe to your nerves is not the same as right for your calling. Peace is your compass. Alignment is your road. Silence is your guardrail. When you feel the pull to revisit the exhibit one more time, take your hands off the door and breathe. That pull is not romance. It is the gravity of a loop. My child, you are trying to get closure from the same place you got wounded. Shut your mouth and listen to me. Closure does not live in their explanation. Closure lives in your obedience. Closure is what happens when you agree with me about where the chapter ends. You think that if you can just rewrite the last conversation in your mind, adjust your tone, craft a perfect message, you will finally feel done. But you are not seeking truth. You are seeking a feeling that only peace can deliver. And peace comes from alignment, not from a perfect final sentence. Consider how you revisit, staring at a photo until your chest tightens, rerunning the first date, the last fight, the almost breakthrough that never sustained, drafting paragraphs you will never send, measuring the good days against the ache in your stomach, bargaining with me in the name of maybe they'll change this time. This is not healing. This is a ritual of return. It is you lighting a candle in a house I have already condemned. The foundation cracked, the roof leaked, the mold of inconsistency grew behind the walls. I evacuated you to save your lungs, and you are standing outside imagining a new paint color. No more. Put the brush down. You say, but the good parts were real. Yes, they were. You do not need to lie to obey me. You do not have to demonize them to honor what you learned. The laughter was real and the lessons were real. So is the instruction to leave the chapter in the past. Honor can remain while access changes. Gratitude can survive while proximity dies. Do not twist your sincerity into a leash for your future. You are chosen, called, and set apart. What is harmless for others is costly for you because you carry weight. A casual scroll for them is a spiritual sinkhole for you. Chosen one, hear me draw a hard line in love. The way you keep searching your memories for a green light is how you sabotage your yes. Your memory is not permission. I am your permission. I said the chapter is over. I meant it. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. This is not me being sensitive about your past. This is me protecting what I am building. You ask for wisdom, then you argue against it with nostalgia. You ask for peace, then you rent your attention to old scenes. You ask for confirmation, then you unconfirm yourself by feeding the loop. Starve it. Starve it with silence. Starve it with distance. Starve it with precise boundaries that refuse late-night windows and just checking on you messages. Let me teach you the difference between reflection and resurrection. Reflection looks back to extract wisdom and worship. It is brief, honest, and submitted. It says, "Thank you for what I learned. Now I choose what you're saying next." Resurrection, in this context, is when you keep breathing life into what I declared finished. You keep calling, poking, scrolling, replaying, performing CPR on a chapter whose season served its purpose. You are not the savior of this story. You are the steward. Stewards close doors when instructed. Stewards guard rooms where the oil is kept. Stewards do not host tours in storage closets while I renovate the sanctuary. You worry, but it feels unfinished. Of course it does, because feelings follow focus. If you keep feeding your focus with yesterday, your feelings will keep manufacturing a hunger for yesterday. And beneath that ache, there is a spiritual mechanic at work, an assignment that wants the door just slightly cracked. It whispers, just look, just check, just one more conversation. That whisper is not me. I do not tease you toward confusion. I lead you into clarity. Rehearsal is not clarity. Rehearsal is compulsion pretending to be care. So here is my command wrapped in mercy. Close the book. Stop annotating old messages. Stop visiting their page like a shrine. Stop rewriting the ending in your head. Put your devices down when the urge spikes. Breathe. Say out loud, the memory is not my map. Peace is my guide. God has turned the page. And then step into the quiet I am offering. Do not announce it to them. Do not draft a speech for the crowd. Do not post a proverb to hint at your decision. Silence is your strategy. Alignment is your protection. Your presence moving forward will say more than any goodbye could. Chosen one, as you obey, you will notice something shift. The scenes that once triggered panic will lose their voltage. The photos will become flat images instead of portals. The urge to check will dull, not because the past was fake, but because you finally stopped asking it for directions. Your identity will stabilize in the present. Your ears will clear. Your nights will lengthen. Your mornings will fill with the kind of air that does not require effort to breathe. This is not dramatic. This is disciplined. This is not glamorous. This is holy. And when the voice in your chest argues, "But what if there's more to say?" answer it like a grown spirit. If there is more, God will author it in a new chapter with clean fruit and clear peace. I will not manufacture what heaven has not commissioned. Trust my pen. Trust my timing. Trust that I am not stitching you into a cliffhanger just to abandon you. If it feels unfinished, it is because something unseen keeps fingering the handle of that door, inviting you to crack it again. We will expose that interference next. For now, hold the line. Keep the door shut. Your memory is not permission. I have spoken. Chosen one, here is the interference I promise to expose. The door you keep cracking is not harmless. It is a signal. It is permission. In the spirit, doors speak. When you crack a door I have closed, you make an announcement. Access available. Spiritual law. Exposure attracts interference. Interference slows momentum. Momentum loss delays breakthrough. Every time you reopen contact, you reset your healing clock back to day one. You feel it. Days of steady breath collapse into a single notification. Hours of clarity melt into 10 minutes of just checking. You think it's small. Heaven calls it sabotage. My child, what is harmless for others becomes costly for you because you are chosen. You are called and set apart. You carry weight. Your life is an assignment, not a pastime. Ordinary boundary leaks that others survive will sink your ship because you are carrying cargo for more than yourself. This is why certain connections drain you faster than they drain others. This is why a simple conversation can feel like you ran a marathon you never trained for. You are not weak. You are wired for precision. A chosen vessel cannot afford slow leaks. A small crack in the seal bleeds pressure from the engine. You think you are managing a feeling. In reality, you are mismanaging a gate. Let me name what you keep calling coincidence. Whenever you start to stabilize, they reappear. Whenever you mark off time to pray, the urge to check on them spikes. Whenever your mind begins to rest, an old photo surfaces. A thinking of you text appears. A mutual friend sends a link that reels you back to the same hallway. This is not random. This is a familiar cycle that learned your rhythm. The enemy cannot read your mind, but he can hear your mouth and watch your patterns. He noted when you talk about being almost free. He listened when you vented about your loneliness. He saw you move toward obedience and timed the nudge to pull your hand toward the handle. It looks like love. It functions like interference. Hear me. Interference rarely shouts. It whispers reasonable-sounding invitations. Be mature. Reach out. Closure will help. You owe them a reply. But every polite re-entry costs you hours of peace. Every sweet apology conversation sows a fresh confusion that becomes fog in your prayer time. Every late-night check opens a channel that siphons your clarity while you sleep. Then you wake unsure of what I told you clearly the day before. That is not maturity. That is delay dressed in manners. You light a candle for kindness and smother the flame of your assignment. You ask, why does it hit me this hard? Because your access is authority. Your hello is not small talk. It is a key. Your attention is oil, and where you pour it, something grows. When you hand your oil to a cycle I am ending, that cycle grows stronger and your focus grows weaker. For another person, the chat is a distraction. For you, it is a detour. For another, a visit to memory lane is a harmless stroll. For you, it is a ritual that summons old agreements. What seems casual in the natural is consequential in the spirit because you carry weight. This level of discipline is not for everyone. It is for chosen ones. Let me paint it plain. Picture your peace as a room I cleaned and sealed. The window latches are tight. The air is fresh. The lights are steady. Each time you crack the door, a draft pulls through the hall and slams other doors you needed open. Focus, rest, confidence, appetite for prayer. Flies wander in. Dust skims the surfaces. You start wiping again, irritated at how messy it feels, blaming yourself as if you cannot maintain what I gave you. But the problem is not your capacity to clean. It is your refusal to keep the door shut. Keep it shut. Do not prop it for just a minute. In the spirit, just a minute resets the room. Chosen one, I am not punishing you by removing access. I am preventing sabotage. I am not withholding good. I am cutting off a siphon that drinks your peace. I see how you spiral after each contact, second-guessing me, narrating your boundaries to people who feed off your explanations, losing sleep over hypothetical futures that never come to pass. I will not watch you hemorrhage peace over a door I have already secured. When I say leave them behind, it is not anger. It is anesthesia before the surgery you asked me to perform. I numbed the area. I laid out the instruments. Every time you flinch to check your phone, you jolt the table. I am steadying your head with my hand. Be still. Do not be flattered by the timing of their return. Not every return is redemption. Some returns are reconnaissance. Not every check-in is care. Some are curiosity. Not every I miss you is covenant. Sometimes it is appetite. When your spirit was wobbling, your feed was silent. Now that you are stabilizing, the pings increase. Why? Because the lever is being threatened. When a lever loses power, it reaches for your hand one more time. If you grab it out of guilt or nostalgia, it resets the machinery to an old setting. This is the pattern. Name it so you can refuse it. Let me help you see the sequence so you stop calling it vague. Step 1, you choose obedience and feel lighter. Step 2, quiet increases and loneliness tests the boundary. Step 3, the familiar appears. Message, memory, mutual friend, and you rationalize re-entry. It's harmless. Step 4, within hours, confusion returns, sleep shortens, prayer feels dull, old arguments start replaying in your head, and your future looks foggy again. Step 5, shame stirs because you should be over this, so you overcompensate with noise, over-explaining, public hints, or new distractions. Step 6, exhaustion. Then mercy brings you back to this moment where I speak. This loop is not your destiny. The loop breaks when the door stays shut, consistently, quietly, without a speech. My child, shut your mouth and listen to me. You want to be kind. You want to be fair. You are not their judge. You are my steward. Stewardship looks like governing access according to my instruction, not your emotions. Mercy does not require messaging. Honor does not require hallway meetings. Forgiveness does not require follow-up coffee. Obedience is the shortest route to the peace you keep chasing in conversation. If I am cutting off the channel, it is because it drains you. I am not ignoring the parts that were beautiful. I am guarding the part of you that is essential. I am protective because you are close. Because you are close, the instruction is precise. You may ask, can't I just keep it friendly? Friendly has not stayed friendly in previous seasons. Friendly has been the crack in the hinge. Friendly becomes late-night problem-solving. Friendly becomes just ride with me. Friendly becomes a leash around your yes. For where I am taking you, your boundaries cannot be sentimental. They must be structural. The guardrail is not personal. It is positional. You are moving. Guardrails are how moving things stay safe. If interference is real, and it is, your strategy must change. You cannot manage this season with speeches and soft exits. You cannot narrate your boundary into being. Words to the wrong audience are leaks. Explanations to people who benefit from your confusion are invitations for more confusion. Silence is not weakness. Silence is alignment. Silence is your shield. When you hold your tongue, you hold your power. When you minimize exposure, you minimize interference. When you refuse casual access, you accelerate momentum. This is spiritual law. So here is what obedience looks like as we turn the page into instruction. You will not entertain check-ins that reopen old corridors. You will not monitor their world to measure your worth. You will not post coded messages to bait a reaction. You will stop volunteering your process to people who are entertained by your turmoil. You will stay quiet long enough for your nervous system to recalibrate to peace. You will let your absence do the talking. You will let your fruit become your statement. You will let me be the one who explains you in due time. Chosen one, I am with you in this. I am not asking you to do what I will not empower. I am cutting power to the lever. I am sealing the edges of the doorframe. I am teaching your hands the muscle memory of no. And as you practice it, you will notice momentum return. Your mornings will not be hijacked by last night's messages. Your prayers will thicken with clarity. Your body will stop bracing for the next shoe to drop. The interference will starve because it has no information to eat, no emotions to drink, no access to exploit. This is not cruelty. This is care. Walk with me into the next move. We will talk about silence, holy, strategic, protective silence. We will talk about boundaries that speak for you while you keep your mouth closed. We will talk about restraint that looks like power because it is. Not early, not late, right on time. I am shifting you from explanation to execution. Keep the door shut. Guard your oil. Starve the interference. Your breakthrough is not lost. It was only delayed by a crack. Seal it now and watch how quickly peace returns. Chosen one, lean in and hear me clearly. Stop talking too much. Stop explaining too much. Stop defending yourself too much. Your words have been spilling like oil on the wrong floor. Your silence is your shield. This is not symbolic. This is surgical. I am pulling your voice out of rooms that devour it and planting it in soil where it will root and bear fruit. Close your lips. Unclench your need to be understood by people who need your confusion to keep access. This is how you protect what I am building. Information is powerful. Exposure attracts interference. Interference slows momentum. Spiritual law. The enemy cannot read your mind, but he can hear your mouth. He tracks your updates. He studies your tone. He clocks your restlessness. And he times the nudge that pushes you to say one sentence too many. Then he uses that sentence as a handle to drag you back into rooms I have evacuated. Chosen one, enough. Preserve your power. Silence starves opposition. Silence secures the blueprint. Silence keeps the seed beneath the soil while the roots grow unseen. Let me teach you the difference between holy silence and fear-based silence. Holy silence is obedience. It is alignment. It says, I will not debate destiny with those who are not assigned to it. It closes the door because I closed it. It sets a boundary because I set you apart. Holy silence does not avoid truth. It honors timing. It does not cower. It consecrates. Fear-based silence, on the other hand, is avoidance. It is a shrinking that lets anxiety be your shepherd. It keeps quiet because you are afraid to disappoint, afraid to confront, afraid to be seen obeying me without permission, slips from the crowd. I am not calling you to hide from responsibility or to bury necessary repentance. I am calling you to stop offering your precious clarity to voices that bend it back into fog. Choose holy silence. Let me detox the fear. Look at the pattern in the life of my son. There were moments he stood quiet under accusation, and there were moments he spoke with thunderous authority. He discerned his season. He did not answer every question. He did not defend every move. He knew when the conversation would not produce repentance but only entertainment. He knew when a word would heal and when silence would protect the timing of heaven. You are being trained in the same discernment. There is a time to speak and there is a time to stay still and watch me work. Because you are close to breakthrough, your obedience must be precise. Not early, not late, right on time. You have fallen into the guilt trap. You think that silence is cruelty. You feel rude when you do not explain yourself. You worry they will misunderstand you, mislabel you, call you cold, prideful, unkind. Hear me. Constant availability has been enabling their disrespect. Your open door did not teach honor, it trained entitlement. Your restraint is not rejection, it is order. Order is love rightly arranged. Love without order breeds chaos, and chaos has been masquerading as connection in your story. Mercy is still mercy with a boundary. Forgiveness is still forgiveness without a follow-up coffee. Honor can remain while access changes. My instruction is not to make you harsh, it is to make you whole. Stop explaining yourself to people who benefit from your confusion. Some conversations are not requests for clarity, they are bids for control. Some "what happened?" texts are not care. They are curiosity craving your inner details as entertainment. Every paragraph you send becomes a ladder. They climb to peek over the fence I told you to build. Then you spend the next 2 days repairing holes you created with your own words. My child, let your fruit be your statement. Let your peace be your press release. Let your absence form the sentence they cannot twist. Silence is not weakness. Silence is alignment. Alignment is how you guard your oil. I know what your body feels when you go quiet. The first hours of silence can feel like withdrawal. Your chest tightens. Your fingers itch to type. Your mind invents catastrophes if you do not respond. That is not discernment. That is your nervous system mistaking anxiety for love because chaos has been its teacher. Breathe. Sit in the wave and let it pass without feeding it. This is detox. The tremor is not proof you made the wrong choice. It is proof that old agreements are losing their grip. I am right there steadying your breath. Put your hand on your heart and whisper, "Peace is my confirmation." Wait. Watch the urge shrink when you do not reward it. Here is how you practice holy silence today. When the impulse rises to send a "just so you know" message, put the phone face down and count 10 slow breaths with me. When you hear their name in a conversation, you do not volunteer history. You say, "I wish them well," and change the subject. When an accusation floats to your ear, you do not sprint to court to argue your case. You bring it to me and let me hold your reputation. When the timeline begs for your indirect posts, delete the draft. When your loneliness buzzes like a neon sign, you do not light the old hallway. You sit in the dim with me until your eyes adjust to peace. This is not passivity, this is precision. Chosen one, you are not responsible to keep everyone comfortable while I realign your life. Growth always disrupts informal arrangements. When I moved you out of easy access, it threatened appetites that grew used to nibbling at your time, your empathy, your anointing. This is why your boundary feels like betrayal to people who benefited from your lack of one. Do not be discipled by their discomfort. Be discipled by my instruction. You are called, chosen, and set apart. What is harmless chatter for others drains you because you carry weight. That is why holy silence is required. Your silence preserves the assignment while I strengthen your voice for the appointed rooms. Understand this formation. Roots grow in darkness. Strength forms in silence. A craftsman drapes a veil over a masterpiece until the final reveal, not to hide failure but to protect process. I am not ignoring you, I am hiding you, and in this hiddenness, each quiet decision is a stitch in a garment you will soon wear with authority. When it is time to speak, your words will not wobble. They will be clean, concise, and commissioned. Until then, let the quiet do its work. Do not misinterpret alignment as isolation. You are not abandoned. You are being assembled. Your peace is being rewired. Your inner world is being calmed so your outer elevation does not crack you. If you feel the ache, bring it to me, not to the timeline, not to the old chat, not to the circle that keeps you on the hook. I am retraining your reflexes. I am teaching your tongue to rest. I am teaching your ears to hear me first. So hear me one more time, with love and with edge. Stop talking too much, explaining too much, defending yourself too much. Close the leak, guard your oil, hold your line. Holy silence is your obedience. Holy silence is your alignment, and alignment protects what I am building in you. Not early, not late, right on time. I am placing a seal over your mouth and a shield over your heart. Those who need to know will know when I say, speak. Until then, let your peace preach. Let your fruit answer questions. Let your quiet be the loudest sound in the room. Chosen one, I am moving from your mouth to your body now. Listen to what your frame has been preaching without words. Your chest tightens, your stomach turns. Your mind races in wide, frantic circles. Your palms sweat. Your breath gets shallow and high in your throat. That is not romance. That is not discernment. That is your nervous system reacting to instability and calling it familiar. And because familiar has worn the costume of love in your history, you kept returning to the same corridor that kept your body braced, your jaw clenched, your spirit jumpy. I am here to detox the bond beneath the story you tell yourself. My child, you say, I miss them, but feel the truth with me. You do not miss them as much as you miss the relief you felt when they finally responded. You were not nourished by their presence. You were temporarily numbed by the high that followed long stretches of anxiety. That cycle of tension and release, silence and sudden sweetness, distance and late-night rush, that is not covenant. That is a roller coaster. The spike of relief trained your body to chase the very instability that wounded you. You were conditioned to mistake adrenaline for affection, panic for passion, exhaustion for intimacy. Hear me. I am not shaming you. I am explaining your pattern so you can be free. Breathe with me right now. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Loosen your belly. Open your hands. Inhale slowly through your nose. 4 counts. Hold. 4 counts. Exhale through your mouth. 6 counts. Again, let the air carry my nearness into the places that have been shivering. My voice rides on peace, not panic. When your breath steadies, your ears open. When your shoulders lower, your heart can hear. Let this be your new reflex. When the urge to reach for them spikes, do not reach for the phone. Reach for your breath. Reach for me. I'm going to tell you something you have not allowed yourself to believe. My child, I saw every tear you hid. I counted every night you stared at the ceiling and begged for a sign. I heard the whispered bargains you made to keep the connection alive. I watched you explain away red flags because your spirit preferred a painful predictability over a peaceful unknown. I am not ignoring you. I am hiding you. I covered you because your body could not yet tell the difference between anxiety and love. I hid you to give your system a new teacher, peace. There is a word you need to accept without apology: detox. When a bond breaks, the body protests. Cravings flare. The mind invents crises. Old songs sound like prophecies. Your fingers hover over the keyboard like a habit searching for its next hit. This discomfort is not proof you are making a mistake. It is proof the counterfeit is losing its supply. The tremor you feel is the withdrawal of chaos. Do not medicate it with a text. Breathe through it with me. Every wave you ride without feeding it rewires your reflex. Every urge you let pass is a brick in the wall that keeps your peace safe. Let's name the mechanics so you can stop guessing. The anxiety built in the waiting period, when messages were slow, when questions went unanswered, when attention turned on and off like a flicker. Then, when a response finally arrived, your whole body sighed with relief. That release felt like love, but it was only the end of a storm they started. You began to associate their attention with the sensation of relief, not realizing you were chasing a drug. Pain first, numbing second, crash third, apology fourth, repeat. You were tied to a cycle, not a person. This is why silence feels so loud at first. The cycle lost its sound. Your body is listening for a siren that I am silencing forever. Chosen one, stop calling calm boring. Stop calling steady cold. Stop calling consistent unexciting. Those labels came from a nervous system calibrated to chaos. Peace will feel foreign before it feels like home. Stability may taste bland to a tongue trained on spice and smoke. But bland is not the word. The word is clean. Clean love does not spike, then crash. Clean access does not disappear to make you chase it. Clean attention does not punish your boundaries. I am making room for what is clean, stable, and destined. And your body must be ready to receive it without sabotaging it out of habit. Put your hand over your heart. Put your other hand on your belly. Whisper with me. Peace is my confirmation. Again, peace is my confirmation. Feel your hands rise and fall. Hear how simple my rhythm is. Inhale, exhale, no emergency. I am retraining your nervous system to recognize me in the gentleness, not in the commotion. My spirit is not the author of confusion. The calm you feel when you align with my instruction is not apathy. It is evidence. When your inner wind quiets as you hold a boundary, that quiet is me saying yes. Here is your simple practice when the craving swells. Pause. Name what is happening without judgment. This is my body asking for the old rush. Breathe. Sip water slowly, step outside and feel the air on your skin. Put your feet on the ground and sense its steadiness under you. Speak truth aloud. I do not chase confusion, I choose peace. Do not narrate your process to the person who benefits from your confusion. Do not check their page. Do not reread old threads hunting for closure. Bring the ache to me. Journal it if you must. But keep your boundary intact. You are not being cruel. You are being healed. I am also touching the memories that keep looping. Places, scents, songs, streets. The body bookmarks experiences and taps them to get your attention. When a bookmark triggers, you think, this must mean I should go back. No, memory is not permission. Memory is a mirror. It is showing you where the wound was formed so you can receive healing there. When the mirror shows you the room where anxiety learned to wear lipstick and call itself love, do not walk back in. Raise your head, breathe, and let me walk you past it. The past is a teacher, not a tour guide. Understand this. What feels like emptiness right now is not abandonment. It is adjustment. Your system is adjusting to life without the drip of adrenaline. Your prayers will feel quieter. Your days will feel slower. Your appetite for noise will feel confused. This is not a loss of self. It is the return of self. You are not becoming less passionate. You are becoming less panicked. I am exchanging the constant watchfulness that kept you scanning for their mood with a holy watchfulness that keeps you attuned to mine. This is what maturity feels like in your bones. Steady, non-reactive, rooted. And yes, this is why I insisted on silence. Every explanation you send to people who profit from your turmoil pokes the wound and reignites the jitters. Silence is medicine. Boundaries are bandages. Time is antiseptic. My presence is the balm. Stay under my hand. Let me hold you through the shivers. Let me reintroduce you to a love that does not make you earn breath. Let me be the one who answers your body when it asks, "Are we safe?" Yes, my child. With me, you are safe. You will know the bond has broken when peace no longer feels like an empty room, but like a sanctuary with windows open and air moving softly, when their name no longer spikes your pulse, when a notification does not hijack your lungs, when you do not need to perform wellness to prove you are over it, you simply are. And then, when I send what is clean, you will not mistake its steadiness for indifference. You will be ready to receive without wrecking. You will be able to love without losing yourself. Your yes will be free from leashes. Chosen one, I am not taking something good and leaving you with nothing. I am removing a counterfeit so your senses can discern the authentic. The quiet you sit in now is not rejection. It is recovery. It is preparation. It is me hiding you before promotion, retraining your reflexes so the next room does not feel like danger when it is actually destiny. Keep breathing with me. Keep choosing silence over speeches. Keep letting peace, not panic, be your confirmation. Not early, not late, right on time. Your inner world is coming into order, and when the inside settles, the outside will follow. Chosen one, hear me. I am not ignoring you. I am hiding you. I pulled you back on purpose. Roots do not form in the spotlight. They form in the dark, deep and tangled with strength you cannot yet see. A seed does not scream for an audience while it splits open beneath the soil. It surrenders to pressure and quiet so it can become what it was sent to become. I placed you under holy soil. I draped a veil over your process. I kept curious hands from touching what is tender. I am not withholding love. I am preventing an early harvest. Early harvest spoils destiny. Early exposure cracks foundations. I would rather you ache in the quiet for a moment than bleed on a stage that your old life cannot hold. Because you are close, the isolation increases. Because the finish line is near, the instruction tightens. This is spiritual precision. What could slide last season will cost you this season. Casual conversations become costly. Open doors become breaches. Distractions that once seemed harmless now drain oil designed for your next assignment. Hear me clearly. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. Tighten your obedience. Speak when I say speak. Move when I say move. Stay still when I say stay. Not early, not late, right on time. When promotion hovers, interference looks for leakage. Silence preserves power. Boundaries guard blueprints. Hiddenness keeps the work intact until I say reveal. I know the quiet has been loud. I know the loneliness has been accusing. The room feels emptier. The phone is quieter. The weekends stretch. You wonder if you broke something by obeying me. No, my child, you did not break it. You finally stopped fixing what was breaking you. The ache you feel is not abandonment. It is adjustment. I have placed a covering over you, a shelter that muffles noise so my direction can be the clearest voice in the room. The chatter that once felt like company was crowding out clarity. I am removing noisy access so your ears can relearn the shape of my whisper. In this quiet, your discernment sharpens, your peace deepens, your steps become sure. Chosen one, some of what felt like home was only familiar. Familiar is not always safe. You memorized the creaks in a crooked house and called it comfort because you knew where to step without making the floor moan. But the house leaned, the roof leaked, the draft kept you shivering. I am building you a new home, not outside first, but within, framing your inner walls with truth, laying floors of stability, installing windows of vision, setting a door of identity that no man can kick off its hinges. In this house, peace is the paint, order is the architecture, honor is the key. I will send relationships that match the blueprint, But first, I am making you the home you keep looking for in others. That is why certain names no longer fit in your contacts like before. That is why certain places feel too loud, too bright, too distorted. That is why you stand in circles that once felt essential and feel like a visitor in your own life. Do not mislabel this as failure. This is growth. Your spirit outgrew the old rooms. Access is not the same as assignment. Proximity is not the same as permission. People can be loved and still lose access to the most private places of your journey. Their discomfort does not decide your destiny. Your obedience does. Consider the pullback like the draw of an arrow. The further I draw you back, the farther you will fly. Pullback is not punishment, it is propulsion. A master craftsman veils a masterpiece not to hide mistakes, but to protect process. A child in the womb kicks and grows in unseen waters. To pull it out early would be death. So too with you. I am forming strength in silence so elevation will not fracture you. Exposure too early creates collapse. Exposure on time creates impact. Trust my timing and wear the veil without shame. Let me speak to your name tag of abandoned. Tear it off. Replace it with covered. Let me speak to the fear of being forgotten. I have engraved you on my hand. I am nearer than your breath, more constant than your pulse. You will not miss what is yours because you chose me. The right houses will still have their doors when I say, enter. The right people will still be there when I say, connect. You are not late. You are not behind. You are hidden on purpose. Now receive my command with the same tenderness I give you comfort, practical, simple, precise. First, honor the veil. Stop announcing your process. Stop apologizing for your absence. If your silence offends them, let your fruit eventually explain it. Second, prune your access points. Mute the threads that reopen wounds. Archive the chats that tempt your detour. Do not reread what I have resolved. Third, consecrate your mornings. Before your phone wakes your nerves, let me wake your spirit. 10 minutes of stillness with me will realign your entire day. Fourth, keep new boundaries clean. No midnight replies. No just checking texts. No returning keys you were never asked to keep. Fifth, change your routes. If a place pulls you backward, take a different street for a while. Let geography assist obedience. Sixth, practice targeted solitude. Schedule pockets of quiet like appointments you refuse to miss. 2 walks a week with no music, only breath and my name in your mouth. Seventh, choose a witness who honors your calling, one person, not a crowd. Share your updates with the mature, not the curious. Eighth, guard your reputation by releasing it to me. When accusations circle, do not chase them with statements. Let time and fruit carry the verdict. Ninth, rehearse identity aloud. When loneliness whispers, "You are too much, you are not enough," answer, "I am chosen, called, set apart." Your ears need to hear your mouth agree with me. 10th, rest on purpose. Sleep is not laziness. It is warfare against the exhaustion that used to make you fall back into old arms. You are allowed to do all of this without guilt. Guilt is not your guide. Peace is. Let the tears fall if they come, but do not negotiate your boundary to dry them. I will dry them. Let the nostalgia rise and pass, but do not sit down in it. Keep walking. Keep choosing me over familiar storms. This obedience is not cruelty. It is covenant. It is how I protect your future from your past. Chosen one, this quiet is temporary. In the way a seed's darkness is temporary. There is a day appointed for sprouting, for emergence, for public assignment. You will speak again, and your voice will not shake with the tremble of the old bond. It will carry weight. You will love again, and your heart will not sprint to catch scraps. It will be met with honor. You will lead again, and your presence will preach. before your mouth opens. Not early, not late, right on time, I will lift the veil. Until then, stay under my hand. Wear your hiddenness like armor. Let silence be your alignment, and let alignment be your protection. I have reframed the season. Now step into it. No more apologizing for following me. No more second-guessing the pullback. You are being prepared for what your old life could not hold. Breathe, obey. Stay tucked in the shelter of my instruction. As you do, you will hear the next command clearly, and when I say move, you will be ready, clean, and unburdened to move without looking back. Chosen one, hear me with your full attention. I give you permission to leave them behind. This is not punishment. This is protection. This is not hatred. This is obedience. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. Your chapter with them is over. Your next page requires silence, boundaries, and a clean break without guilt. I am placing a key in your hand, and the key is called no. Turn it. Lock the door I closed. Walk away with peace in your chest, even if your eyes are wet. Forgiveness does not require continued access. Compassion does not require proximity. You can bless them and build distance. You can pray for their healing and still protect your own. You can release the debt from your heart and still refuse to reopen the account. My child, stop letting guilt play God in your life. Guilt has been trying to shepherd you back to altars I never told you to kneel at. I, the Lord who called you, am giving you divine permission to detach. You will not be judged for obeying me. You will be guarded. Let me expose the script that has been chaining you to a sinking dock. If you were godly, you would stay. If you loved me, you would understand. Real loyalty never leaves. A Christian wouldn't block me. You're unforgiving if you set limits. Listen to me. These lines are not conviction. They are control. They are hooks that keep you feeding a pattern that devours your peace and delays your purpose. I did not appoint you to be consumed. I did not ask you to be their savior. Their survival cannot be tied to your surrender. Obedience is not emotional comfort. It is alignment with my instruction even when your heart shakes. Tears in your eyes can still be obedience in your feet. You have confused kindness with access. You believed that to mirror my love, you had to leave your gates unguarded. But love without order breeds chaos, and you have been calling chaos chemistry. Mercy is holy, but mercy without boundary becomes a pipeline for manipulation. Spiritual law. What you continue to permit will continue to shape your path. The door you keep cracking invites interference, and interference delays your breakthrough. Chosen one, shut the door I closed. Seal it. Stand on the other side, and let your silence do the speaking. I will not leave you guessing about how to do this. Here is language you may use, short, clean, without apology. You are not required to explain, defend, or debate. Closure is a decision, not a conversation. I forgive you and I am moving on. Do not contact me. I wish you well. I will not be continuing this relationship. For my health and peace, I am stepping back permanently. This topic is closed. I will not revisit it. I will not meet to rehash the past. Please remove me from this thread. I am not available for this. I do not consent to further contact. I'm choosing distance. No. Say it once, cleanly, then hold your line. If they send 10 messages, your answer remains the first message. If they switch platforms, your boundary remains in place. If they stage a crisis to pull you back into the loop, bring it to me, not to them. You are not required to harvest closure from those who profited from your confusion. Let the boundary speak. Let your absence say what explanations could never accomplish. Understand this formation. Repeating yourself does not create respect. Over-explaining does not create understanding. Your long paragraphs have been building ladders for people to peer over the fence I told you to build. Stop lending lumber to your adversary. Your yes is holy, your no is holy. Holiness is order, and order is love rightly arranged. You ask, what if they change? My child, if I choose to do a work in them, I will not need you to violate your peace to supervise it. Release them to me. Do not return to be their gauge. True change does not need access to your soul to prove itself. It bears its own fruit in its own time. Your assignment is not to monitor their repentance. Your assignment is to obey me today. You ask, what if they think I'm cruel? Chosen one, you have been discipled by their discomfort. Be discipled by my instruction instead. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will label boundaries as betrayal. Do not let their labels name you. I name you covered. I name you set apart. I name you wise. The mercy I am asking you to show them right now is distance, so they can stop practicing dysfunction on you, and you can stop practicing savior on them. You ask, what if I feel guilty after I walk away? Expect the wave. It is the withdrawal of a counterfeit covenant. Let it crash and let it pass. Your feelings will take time to catch up to your obedience, but your peace will confirm what your heart cannot yet articulate. You are safer on the other side of this. No. When guilt hisses, answer with truth. Whisper, I am choosing obedience over appeasement. I am choosing alignment over addiction to approval. I am released. Put your hand on your heart and remind your body, peace is my confirmation. Detachment is not a failure of love. It is the fruit of wisdom. Even my son walked away from towns that refused to receive him. He loved perfectly and still set limits. He blessed enemies and still withdrew to pray. He offered forgiveness from a distance that honored timing and assignment. You are being trained in the same discernment. To those I assign to your future, I will give access. To those I have released from your present, I now give you permission to release. Let's make this obedience practical. Remove the hinges they use to swing back in. Mute, block, unfollow, return keys. Cancel the shared plans you keep rescheduling as an excuse to stay tethered. Untie your name from commitments that were built on old agreements. Send the one clean message and then go quiet. Do not walk back into a room to prove you can walk out again. Maintain the distance, guard the door. When loneliness flickers, bring it to me, not to the timeline. Sit in the quiet and let me sit with you until the ache softens and your breath evens. And hear this with tenderness and authority. You owe nobody a courtroom to validate your peace. You are not required to let someone cross-examine your healing. Boundaries are not accusations. They are decisions. You can uphold a boundary without listing their offenses. You can bless without briefing. You can exit without ceremony. You can love them and leave them behind. As you obey, you will discover the secret I've been whispering all along. Obedience is how I protect your future, not only from them, also from the version of you that kept choosing storms because storms felt like home. Detachment creates space, and in that space I will plant what is clean. When you close the door, you open a window. Air will move. Light will enter. Your nervous system will finally learn the shape of safety. Your mind will unclench. Your spirit will stand taller. Your steps will stop second-guessing. Chosen one, receive this as a letter signed by heaven. Permission granted. Permission to forgive without returning. Permission to bless from a distance. Permission to withdraw your energy from loops that never end. Permission to prefer peace over performance. Permission to protect what I am building in you. This is not cruelty. It is covenant. It is how I cover you while I prepare you. Hold still for one more instruction. After you release this, I will speak to you about what comes next. Restoration that does not require begging. Replacement that is clean and steady. A new kind of peace that does not spike. A path protected from familiar detours. You will not be left with emptiness. You will be met with promise. But first, end the chapter. Put the period where you have been drawing commas. Walk away with me. Not early, not late, right on time. Your future thanks you for this no. And your peace, quiet and sure, will soon become the loudest amen in the room. Chosen one, since you put the period where you once drew commas, let me show you what I am writing next. I am not taking something good and leaving you with emptiness. I am making room, sacred room, for what is clean, what is stable, what is destined to carry you without draining you. You are about to learn what life feels like when peace is not a visitor, but a resident. Hear me. The morning will meet you differently. You will wake without dread. Your chest will not brace for a blow that never comes. You will open your eyes, and instead of scanning for their mood, you will feel the quiet continuity of my presence, steady as breath. Your prayers will not compete with chaos. You will not need to peel anxiety off your words before you speak to me. Your mind will not run marathons before your feet touch the floor. You will sit with me, 10 quiet minutes that feel like an hour of repair, and clarity will draw gentle lines through your day. Your decisions will simplify. You will no longer need to submit every move to a committee of opinions that once rented rooms in your head. The crowd that clamored for access will lose its volume, and your inner witness will rise. A clear, settled yes, a clean, confident no. I am giving you a mind that is not smudged with old scenarios, a mind that does not rehearse arguments, a mind that trusts its peace. You will find yourself answering emails without overthinking. You will keep appointments with your future instead of rescheduling them to accommodate old cycles. You will notice how silence makes you efficient because your energy is no longer bleeding out through unauthorized doors. And love. Listen carefully to what I mean by clean love. Clean love is steady, not staged. It is communication that does not disappear to create a chase. It is attention that does not punish your boundaries. It is affection that does not ask you to trade your identity to keep it. Clean love does not make you read between lines that are intentionally blurry. It is plain speech. It is small acts done consistently. It is honor that shows up on ordinary Tuesdays, not just grand declarations on trembling nights. Clean love will not knock until I say it is time. And when it arrives, it will not need a sermon to convince your spirit. Your peace will nod and your body will not brace. You will be able to be loved without losing yourself. But hear this wisdom that will keep you aligned. I do not always replace a person first. I often replace chaos with clarity. Before I send a hand to hold, I steady the hands you already have so they stop shaking from withdrawal. Before I open a new door to a relationship, I clear the hallway of your mind so you do not sprint back to the old room. Clarity is the upgrade I am placing in you now. It will feel like a decluttered desk, like a closet finally organized, like a calendar that stops double booking you with confusion. Clarity will save you hours. Clarity will be the promotion you can hold without dropping. Clarity will make the right no feel like relief and the right yes feel like rest. Timing still rules this season, not early, not late, right on time. The delay you resented was not denial. It was rerouting. I did not let you sprint toward a mirage because you begged for momentum. I pulled you into a protected lane while I blocked detours you couldn't see. I arranged meetings you have not yet imagined. I trained your ear to my whisper so when new doors open, you don't mistake noise for opportunity. I sent you the quiet so your discernment could grow up. You are not behind. You are not late. You are being positioned with precision. Because you are close, the instructions are tight. Because you are near, the protection is strict. Wear it without shame. It is the safety harness for your elevation. Let me also prepare you for a test that proves the boundary is working. When a soul who fed on your confusion senses that you have slipped free, they often circle back. They may return with memories dressed as prophecies. They may return with apologies rehearsed to touch your tender spots. They may return with a crisis designed to recruit your compassion and reopen the door. My child, recognize the pattern without rage. Their reappearance is not proof you are meant to stay. It is proof your distance is disrupting their access. This is where silence is not only holy, but strategic. Say once what you must and let quiet hold the line. Do not go to the courtroom to argue your peace. Do not leave the protected path to escort nostalgia back to the gate. Spiritual law. When you stop feeding an old fire, it sends up smoke to get your attention. Do not chase the smoke. Keep walking toward the light I set before you. Now, lift your eyes and look at the path I am clearing. Protected does not mean problem-free. It means interference can no longer set the pace. I am putting hedges around your time. I am stationing discernment at your gates. I am strengthening the no that used to wobble when someone's disappointment stared at you. I am aligning you with assignments that fit. Work that does not require you to carve yourself down to be accepted. You will enter rooms and feel peace sit in the chair before you do. You will notice opportunities that used to intoxicate you now look small because your appetite has changed. You will find yourself turning down what once lured you, not out of fear, but out of fullness. In friendships, I am sending mirrors that reflect your dignity back to you. Not funhouse mirrors that distort your shape until you believe you are too much or not enough. I will place you beside steady ones who prize consistency over chaos, truth over flattery, repair over performance. They will not be impressed by your pain. They will be loyal to your healing. They will not grow silent when you speak of boundaries. They will applaud and hold you to them. In community, I am placing you in circles that pray first, speak slow, and honor process. You will not have to fight to be believed. Your growth will not be punished. Your quiet will not be mocked. Your creativity will also breathe. Ideas that felt trapped behind fog will step forward. Projects you shelved because your attention was snared by drama will reappear with fresh strength. Your hands will finish things. Your calendar will respect your calling. You will measure progress in pages written, prototypes made, rooms decluttered, walks taken in quiet obedience. Authority will settle on you, not loud, not performative, but weighty. You will speak less and carry more. Your presence will preach. People will ask what changed, and you will not explain the whole wilderness. You will simply say, God closed a door and taught me to keep it closed. All of this promise remains a promise unless you participate. Destiny is not delivered by accident. It is guarded by daily choices. The door you closed must stay closed. The peace you tasted must be nourished. The clarity I am giving you must be honored. This is where we move from revelation to rhythm. I will give you a precise, simple 7-day obedience plan. Practices that keep the door sealed, the soul clean, the mind clear, the path protected, not complicated, not theatrical. Holy repetition that retrains reflexes and roots you in peace. Until I lay that plan out for you, hear the spirit of it now. Your mornings are mine first. Your explanations are few. Your boundaries are clean. Your screens do not lead you where your feet refuse to go. Your body is listened to when it says, I am safe now, and not thrown back into storms to prove a point. Your friends are chosen on purpose. Your rhythms are not negotiated with nostalgia. And when the test arrives, when text or memory or crisis knocks, you answer with what you already decided in my presence. Silence is your alignment. Silence is your protection. Silence is your spiritual strategy. Chosen one, the after I am promising is not fantasy. It is the natural fruit of obeying me in the small. waking without dread, praying without distraction, deciding without seeking permission from those I released, loving without shrinking, working without wobbling, walking on a path that feels fenced by peace. This is where I am leading you. A clean love, a clear mind, a protected path. Not early, not late, right on time. I will unfold it as you stay with me. Gather your yes, guard your no, hold your peace like a lantern. In the very next breath, I will hand you the plan that turns promise into practice. Chosen one, here is the plan I promised. 7 days that turn your yes into a rhythm, not complicated, not theatrical. Holy repetition that retrains reflexes and roots you in peace. Healing becomes real when you practice obedience daily. Closing the door is not an event, it is a lifestyle. Follow each day with a whole heart. Do not swap the order. Do not negotiate with nostalgia. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. It is spiritual strategy, and it will work if you work it. Day 1. Remove triggers. Begin by honoring your mind like a sanctuary. Steward the doorway of your attention. Mute, unfollow, archive. Not from bitterness, but from stewardship. Silence preserves power. Exposure attracts interference. Interference slows momentum. Your nervous system is still learning peace. Do not yank it back into alarms. Unfollow their accounts and the accounts that feed their image back to you. Mute group threads that keep dragging your name into yesterday's storm. Archive photos that reopen vows I already released. Remove their ringtones and shared locations. Delete the playlist that was secretly a shrine to sorrow. Put distance between your fingers and the places your memory likes to loiter. If you share keys, return them. If you share access, end it cleanly. This is not cruelty, this is order. When you close portals, pressure drops. Your peace is not fragile, it is just new. Protect it. Day 2. Replace the reaching. The impulse will come, the twitch, to text, to check, to peek. Do not shame the impulse, redirect it. When you want to text, pray a short prayer instead. 30 honest seconds, whisper, Father, meet me in this ache, hold my hand. I choose obedience over old habits. Fill the space they used to occupy. I'm yours. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, out for 6. Put your phone face down and lift your eyes to me. The body that once called anxiety love is being retrained. Redirect the energy into communion, not conversation. Walk for 5 minutes and repeat, peace is my confirmation. Silence is my shield. If the urge persists, put it on paper, but not in a message. You are not starved, you are being fed differently. Every redirected impulse is a brick in the wall that keeps you safe. Day 3. Journal the truth. Nostalgia edits, obedience names. Sit with a pen and write what actually happened, without dressing it up, without demonizing, without minimizing. Chronicle the whole pattern. When I said no, they disappeared. When I confronted kindly, they mocked. When I set a boundary, they staged a crisis. Here is what it cost me: sleep, focus, joy, time with God, energy for my assignment. Write the apologies that never bore fruit. Write the cycles that kept resetting after temporary peace. Write the ways you shrank yourself to keep access. Name the manipulation you normalized. Do not write to punish them, write to free you. Truth is oxygen. It breaks the spell of selective memory. At the end of that page, write this declaration: I agree with God. The chapter is over. Sign your name. Date it. Let your own handwriting become a witness that you will not re-enter the courtroom of confusion. Pause here and align with me publicly. If this plan is your yes, declare it. Comment 777 as a sign that you are aligned with my instruction. Let that number become your altar, your public agreement that silence is your strategy and peace is your portion. And share this message with one other chosen one who needs confirmation. Ministry multiplies when obedience is shared. Day 4. Declare boundaries out loud. Authority settles when it's spoken. Stand in your room, square your shoulders, and let your mouth agree with heaven. Say it clean. Access to me is earned. My peace is protected. I will not return to what God released. I bless, but I set limits. I am not a savior. I am a steward. I choose alignment over appeasement. My silence is not weakness. My silence is my strategy. Speak these lines 3 times, morning, noon, and night. Record yourself and play it back. Your ears need to hear your courage. Spiritual law, what you declare consistently begins to design your atmosphere. As you speak, old agreements detach. Identity straightens. The wobble in your no hardens into wisdom. Day 5. Fast one form of noise. For 24 hours, reduce the inputs that fray your focus. Choose one. Talking less, scrolling less, or not oversharing. If you usually narrate your pain to 5 friends, reduce it to me and 1 trusted witness. If you reflexively scroll to numb, put your device in a drawer for blocks of time and let silence recalibrate you. If your mouth runs to fill awkward spaces, practice stillness. You are not being punished. You are being refined. Roots grow in darkness. Strength forms in silence. In this quiet, you will notice your inner volume drop. Ideas will surface. Grief will exhale without an audience. Answers you begged for will land softly because there is finally room. Chosen one, stop explaining yourself to people who benefit from your confusion. Silence starves opposition. Your silence is your shield. Day 6. Serve your future. You are not only closing a door, you are building a home. Take 1 practical step toward your calling. Study for 1 hour what elevates you. Submit the application you keep saving for a braver day. Outline the chapter. Build the profile. Book the appointment with the counselor. Walk for 30 minutes and hydrate as a prophetic act that says, I will carry what God gives me with health. Declutter the room that became a museum of old seasons and turn it into a workspace for destiny. Make the phone call that restores order to your finances. Schedule the exam. Research the certification. Write the email to seek mentorship. This is not productivity for pride. It is preparation for purpose. Movement proves to your nervous system that you are not circling a grave. You are walking toward a garden. Not early, not late, right on time. You are aligning with where I am sending you. Day 7. Release in prayer. Gather the names, the memories, the heavy what-ifs, and lay them on the altar of my love. Speak blessing from a distance. I release you to God's mercy. I forgive you. I withdraw my soul from supervising your growth. I remove my name from your outcomes. May God heal you without needing my access. Let tears come if they arrive. They are not a contract. They are cleansing. Then place your hand on your heart and pray. Father, seal this door. Guard my mind. Keep me hidden until you say move. I choose to remain in your timing. I trade adrenaline for peace. I choose wisdom over nostalgia. Lead me into the clean love, the clear mind, the protected path you promised. Sit in the quiet until your breath lengthens. Wait for the small, steady peace. That is my amen. End the day by taking communion if you know how, or by a simple act of remembrance. Break bread, sip water, and whisper, covenant over craving. Go to bed early. Wake to me, not to memories. Chosen one, this 7-day obedience is not a one-time sprint. It is a template for living. When the test returns, and it will, not to punish you, but to prove you, repeat the days. Return to day 1 and shut the windows memory tried to pry open. Return to day 2 and redirect your reach. Return to day 3 and write another page of truth. Return to day 4 and fortify your gate with spoken boundaries. Return to day 5 and quiet the room again. Return to day 6 and serve your future with a fresh step. Return to day 7 and release, bless, forgive, and stay hidden until I say move. This rhythm turns detachment into devotion. This cadence turns clarity into culture. Understand why this works. Your mind collects what you feed it. Your body follows what you rehearse. Your spirit strengthens where you agree with me. This plan removes fuel from old fires and pours oil on new light. It keeps you out of courtrooms you never had to enter. It frees you from being discipled by disappointment. It aligns your calendar with calling. It gives your peace a place to live. If you stumble one day, do not crown failure. Repent quickly, not dramatically. Re-enter the plan at the very next breath. I am not counting your missteps to condemn you. I am counting your returns to strengthen you. What is harmless for others can be dangerous for you because you are chosen, called, and set apart. This level of discipline is not for everyone. It is for chosen ones who carry weight. Because you are close to what I promised, the instruction becomes precise. Wear this plan like armor. Guard your witness. Keep your secrets with me until they become testimonies, not teasers. Before you move, put your right hand on your heart and repeat one more time. I am not going back. My peace is protected. My no is anointed. My silence is strategy. I will stay hidden until God says move. Feel the steadiness rise. That is me settling you. The door is closed. The soul is cleaner. The peace is guarded. Walk softly. Walk surely. Walk with me. Chosen one, this is your final confirmation. The confusion you have wrestled with is not a mystery you need to decode. It is a fog that lifts the moment you stop negotiating with what I have already spoken. I have not been unclear. I have been kind. I told you to leave them behind, not as punishment but as protection. Your chapter with them is over. The next page requires silence, boundaries, and obedient detachment without guilt. Hear me, clarity is not hiding from you. Your peace is waiting on your final yes. My child, I saw what they did. I saw what you endured. I saw the nights you second-guessed yourself, and the mornings you carried the weight of other people's choices as if they were your assignment. I counted your tears. I measured the cost. I am not indifferent to your pain. I am Lord over it. I am restoring what you thought you lost: time, dignity, steadiness, the sound of your own voice in prayer without static. I am repairing the inner gate that was kicked open by chaos. I am returning your focus, your sleep, your appetite for what is holy and healthy. I am giving you back the hours that disappointment stole. Do not call this loss. Call it rescue. Listen very carefully. Do not go back for one more conversation, one more explanation, one more check-in. That is the old chapter trying to rewrite itself. That is nostalgia recruiting your compassion to reopen a door I have sealed. You do not owe a final speech. You do not owe a guided tour of your boundary. Say once what you must, and then let silence hold the line. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. This is spiritual strategy. The enemy cannot read your mind, but he can hear your mouth. Exposure attracts interference. Interference slows momentum. Close the door and keep it closed. You will have quiet moments. You will miss the familiar patterns even when they were unhealthy. Your body may reach for alarms it once mistook for love. Do not be alarmed by that longing. Let me retrain it. Grief is not a command to return. Grief is a wave that washes what does not belong to you anymore. You will not regret peace. You will not regret the quiet that makes you hear me again. When the room feels empty, I will fill it with myself. When the phone is silent, I will meet you in the silence. When the ache presses, I will press back with comfort that does not manipulate. I will sit with you until the craving passes. I will teach you what love feels like when it is clean. No chase, no punishment, no disappearing act designed to pull you off purpose. Chosen one, because you are close to what I promised, the instruction becomes precise. Do not crack the door to check the weather of a heart I have not assigned you to manage. Do not visit their pages. Do not reply to bait. Do not step into a courtroom you are no longer summoned to. If a message arrives dressed like emergency, pause, breathe, pray. Remember, your peace is not a luxury. It is your assignment. Your silence is your shield. Your no is anointed. Say less. Guard more. Walk away without fanfare. Alignment will do more for you than any apology you are still hoping to hear. I am not ignoring you. I am hiding you. I am keeping you covered while the scaffolding of your next season is set. Roots grow in darkness. Strength forms in silence. You asked me for confirmation, and I have given it. Not early, not late, right on time. I have moved you out of a place that could not hold where I am sending you. If you make your yes final, the static will drop. The heaviness will break. The drip of second guessing will dry up. You will step into a steady, simple, enduring peace. Quiet on the inside, clarity on the outside. Clarity is on the other side of obedience. Always. My child, I am not asking you to harden. I am teaching you to be holy. I am not asking you to hate. I am teaching you to heal. Bless them and leave them. Love them and release them. Stop supervising the outcomes of people who used your tenderness to buy time they never intended to steward. This is your boundary and your deliverance. I remove my name from your process. I entrust you to God. Say it once and walk. Now breathe with me. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. Feel the tremble steady. That is me. Put your hand on your heart and agree. My yes is final. My peace is protected. My silence is strategy. I am sealing you. I am surrounding you with helpers you cannot see. I am setting a hedge around your mind so you stop wandering back to rooms I have vacated. I am answering prayers you whispered when you were too tired to plead. Watch me make simple what once felt impossible. Watch me make straight what used to twist you into defending yourself. Watch me keep you. If this word is yours, respond in faith. As a sign of alignment, write it publicly. My yes is final. Comment 777 as your declaration that you agree with my instruction. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss what I reveal next. I will continue to guide you step by step, not early, not late, right on time. Share this message with one other chosen one who is standing at the same threshold. Ministry multiplies when obedience is shared. Chosen one, lean into the quiet now. Do you hear it? The pressure is easing. The room is settling. That sound beneath the noise is the peace you have been asking for. It is not far away. It is not complicated. It is here on the other side of your final yes. Stay with me. Say yes and do not look back. Your peace is waiting, and I am waiting in your peace. Father, we bow before you in worshipful submission. You are our protector, our healer, our guide. You are the one who closes doors no one can open and opens doors no one can shut. You see the end from the beginning. You know the threads that need to be cut and the roots that must be preserved. We come under your covering now. We agree with your wisdom. We ask for courage to obey you, even while emotions protest. We ask for a steady heart that does not barter with nostalgia. We ask for the will to choose alignment over appeasement, peace over performance, holiness over habit. Father, for this chosen one called and set apart, we ask you to gently but decisively sever every unhealthy tie. Untangle attachments formed in fear, loneliness, flattery, and trauma. Where they mistook anxiety for love, rewire the signal. Where memory has edited the truth into something softer than it was, bring clarity without cruelty. We renounce old agreements that said, I must be needed to be loved, and if I set a boundary, I will be abandoned. Replace those lies with your truth. I am loved by God. I am safe in God. I am allowed to be at peace. Let every string that pulls them backward lose tension now. Let the ache release without accusation. Let forgiveness flow without returning to patterns. Give them the grace to bless from a distance and the wisdom to leave the distance in place. Guard them, Father. Station angels at the gates of their mind. At night, when the room is quiet and the old highlights try to replay, mute the real. Let your presence fill their bed like a weighted blanket of peace. Protect their dreams from intrusion. Set a holy watch over their thoughts, so spirals do not take them captive. Guard their fingers from reaching out, over text, over social feeds, over old photos. Put a holy delay between impulse and action. Let the habit of turning to you interrupt the reflex of returning to them. If bait is sent disguised as emergency, give a sanctified pause and a clean no. If apologies arrive rehearsed to touch tender places, surround them with your steadying hand and a clear boundary that does not wobble. Establish holy discipline and holy quiet. Train their mouth to be slow. Teach them to speak once and let silence hold the line. Let them feel the strength of saying less. Let their presence carry weight that their words no longer have to perform. Silence preserves power. Silence starves interference. Silence is their shield. In that stillness, detox their nervous system. Let adrenaline unwind. Let the baseline of their soul reset to peace. Return the deep breath they forgot how to take. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 6. As they breathe, baptize their inner world with calm. Make their bed a sanctuary. Make their morning a meeting. Make their boundaries a prayer. You answer daily. Father, restore what was heavy and lead them into peace that does not require begging. Return the hours disappointment stole. Return the sound of their own prayer without static. Return focus for assignment, sleep that lands and stays, appetite for what is holy and healthy. Give them divine appointments that confirm their new path. Mentors who do not manipulate, friends who practice repair, community that prays first and speaks slow. Prepare clean love that does not punish boundaries or recruit confusion. Prepare a stable future where their yes is not bought and their no is not shamed. Place them in rooms where peace sits in the chair before they do. Align opportunities with capacity and character so elevation does not erode integrity. Close doors no one can reopen. Seal conversations that need no sequel. End cycles that always promise new but deliver old. Where there are shared keys, remove access. Where there are lingering threads, cut them clean without malice. Where there is a courtroom in their soul rehearsing arguments, post a sign, case closed. Let I entrust you to God be the benediction that frees both sides. Lock the door in their spirit and make their steps too ordered to wander back. Not early, not late, right on time. Seal this season with your precision. Father, bless the obedience plan they have received. Anoint day 1 through day 7 as a living rhythm, not a one-time sprint. Each mute, each pause, each prayer, let it become a brick in the wall of protection. Each journaled truth, let it break the spell of selective memory. Each spoken boundary, let it steady identity. Each fast from noise, let clarity sharpen. Each step that serves the future, let momentum build. Each release in prayer, let peace thicken. And when they stumble, pull them back quickly without shame. Let returns be faster than regrets. Let repentance be simple and sure. Now I speak blessing over you, chosen one. In the authority of the name above every name I declare, you will not go backward. Your feet are set on a protected path. Your peace will not be bargained away to buy closeness. You will not beg for what love gives freely. Your no is anointed. Your silence is strategy. Your boundaries are blessed. You will not be shamed for choosing health. You will not be punished for choosing holy quiet. You will be believed by the right people, at the right time, in the right rooms. Your mind will rest. Your breath will lengthen. Your nights will be covered. Your mornings will open without dread. I bless your eyes to see clearly, your ears to discern wisely, your hands to finish what God assigns, your heart to remain soft and guarded, your steps to move only at God's pace. I bless you to love without shrinking, to serve without being used, to give without draining, to receive without fear. I bless the closing of every wrong door and the opening of the right ones, clean, steady, destined. You are chosen, called, and set apart. You are hidden, not ignored. You are protected, not punished. You are advancing, not circling. And you will find that on the other side of obedience is the peace you have been asking for. Father, we seal this prayer in trust. Cover this yes. Guard this path. Keep them close. Lead them step by step, not early, not late, right on time, into the clean love, the clear mind, and the protected future you promised. Amen.